Hello guys, hello. Welcome to another YouTube video. Today I'm gonna be talking about my experience being pregnant, and I'm also gonna talk about rules I have for when my daughter is here, like when she gets here and so on, you know? And also, sorry for the heavy breathing in this video. I cannot breathe. Like, I genuinely cannot breathe. I'm just too pregnant. But anyways, I am almost due. So that is why I wanted to make this video, because by the time this is posted, which will be tomorrow, I'll be due in 5 days. Today I'm doing 6 days. I'm 39 weeks in 1 day, which is crazy. She's literally gonna be here so soon. And yesterday I took maternity pictures and they came out so cute. So if you want to go see those are my Instagram, XOB4YY, if you would like to see that. Okay, so to start off with my experience being pregnant, I found out I was pregnant at 17, and no, it was not intentional. I don't like to say an accident because I feel like that's such a rude thing to say. A happy little surprise is what I like to say. It was not on purpose. When I first found out, I was freaked out. Like, I was genuinely scared, and I still am scared, because becoming a whole mother and birthing an entire human, also growing one, is scary. No matter what age you are, it's pregnancy and having a child is scary, okay? But when I found out, I cried. I had so many different emotions going on. I was very emotional, but I was happy. You know, I felt like I was finally worth something. If you, I don't know if people really understand that. Anyways, like I was saying, I was super scared, emotional, but happy. My boyfriend was there with me when I took the test. It was just in the bathroom. I bought like 4 different ones, literally, like, separately through DoorDash. I got one from DoorDash, then I got another, and then another, and then another. I just kept having DoorDash come back to my house that night. Well, actually, it wasn't my house, but so I took 4 different tests, and they all said positive. And I still have the test because, you know, I'm gonna keep them for memory, duh. But and finally on that 4th one, I sat down on the toilet and I just started crying. I was like, there's no way. And my boyfriend just comforted me, because yeah, but he was super like as well, but we were happy, and we still are happy. But from there, I waited about like a week before telling my parents, and I kind of just texted them. I texted my dad and my mom at the same time, but I wanted to tell my dad in person, but then I ended up telling him over text, because it's like, he was gonna hang out with me that day, and I was like, are you still coming over? And he's like, I don't know why. And I was like, because I need to tell you something. And he was like, what, that you're pregnant? And I was like, how did you know, bro? Anyways, yeah. But the first trimester, you know, honestly, it wasn't as bad as this 3rd trimester. The first trimester, it was bad. I didn't kiss my boyfriend for about 2 months because how grossed out I was over absolutely everything. I was grossed out. Like, everything bothered me. And still, my entire pregnancy, everything's bothered me. Literally, I could not eat anything other than Subway. But I would get it toasted. I made sure my meat was toasted, but I literally could not eat anything other than Subway and Cheez-Its. Yeah, literally, I was very nauseous constantly. I didn't have morning sickness. I had more like all day sickness. Like, I was sick all day. But the only thing that really helped was switching, taking my prenatals before I went to sleep. And then when I started doing that, things got a little better, but I was still like just grossed out and sick over everything. Yeah, I hated chicken for the longest time. I couldn't even think of the thought of chicken. Like, it was just like, ugh. It was terrible. But not really much went on during my first trimester. I will say, when I posted about my announcement about my pregnancy, I got so much hate. Like, it was insane. I mean, it's understandable. But the amount of hate I got and the way I got hate was insane. And a lot of people just used my name to get clout because of, yeah, y'all know that whole situation. I remember everyone being like, oh my gosh, she's acting like she got a puppy, like she got like a dog. When literally, no, that's not how I felt at all. I was scared. But I'm not gonna go on the internet and, you know, cry or show every ounce of my emotion. And I feel like that would be very immature to just go on the internet and be like, I'm pregnant, you know? But people always expect so much different from me. I don't know why. All the hate I got during that time, a lot of it was understandable, but a lot of it did get to me. And so there for about a month or two, I was super depressed. And because it wasn't even the things people were saying, it was more like the threats I was getting and the hateful things that people were saying. I don't really want to say those on a video because I feel like that's just too inappropriate, but even to this day, people still say very outrageous things to me, and it's like, the fact that you could even think that is insane, and you're also saying that, which is insane. It did make me really upset. You know, it's also my fault that I do put that out there on the internet for people to see that I was 17 and got pregnant. I completely understand that. That is my choice, my fault for putting that out there. So of course I'm going to receive backlash on anything I do. Everybody does. But I just think that sometimes hate gets to a point where I think that, like, you're just like really, you could really say that to somebody, no matter what, like, what, like, I don't know. It's just crazy. So that really, like, took a turn on me for about a month or two. I tried my best to ignore it, but, you know, it's kind of hard to ignore stuff like that. I did eventually turn off my comments on those videos, but the hate never stopped, and it still doesn't stop. It just doesn't affect me now because I realize, like, these people just don't have a life, and they just hate to hate. Like, they're just sad, and they're lonely, and they got nothing better to do, and they're projecting most of the time. Like, 99% of the time, people are projecting. I'm, like, all, like, tense and nervous right now. This is, like, such a, like, a... I never, like, do these type of videos, like, kind of, like, yeah. Eventually, I think I was in my second trimester. No, actually, I was 16 weeks when we moved out, when we got our apartment. So I think I was still in the first trimester. I don't really know. Is that the first trimester? Okay, so I was in my second trimester when we moved out and got our apartment. I will say my second trimester, I didn't really have much problems. The only problems I had during the second trimester, I was overly emotional. Like, that was, like, peak, like, super emotional. I would cry almost every day. I just wanted to, like, I had terrible pregnancy rage, and I was just constantly angry. I don't really remember too much because, like, I was just so depressed during that time, during my second trimester. My phone ran out of storage. I had to, like, go free up some storage. But okay, so like I was saying, it was a huge change in my life. I just found out I was pregnant not too long ago, literally 16 weeks ago during the second trimester. And I just moved apartments. Like, I'm renting my own apartment for the first time. Trying to figure out everything else going on, you know, because the pregnancy wasn't planned. So, you know, I didn't have all of this. Yeah, I was only 17. I am 18 now, but me and my boyfriend were just trying our best to figure everything out. So I was super depressed. He was a little bit depressed because we're both new at this. We were both just trying to get our shit together because we wanted to be the best for our daughter. I mean, we were financially doing good because, I mean, how else would we get our apartment? And we still are. But the thing is, just, you know, all this new shit just put on you. It's just like, ah. And he got a new job and then all of that. So that's all I really remember about the second trimester, and I was still dealing with a lot of hate. Other than that, it was okay. Like, I didn't really get sick much. I was still able to sleep pretty okay. The second trimester just really wasn't, like, too crazy. It's just what was going on in my life that was a little crazy. But my third trimester, what I'm in right now, has been the most painful experience of my life. And I never thought pregnancy could be so bad. You know, I always knew, like, when you're pregnant, you're moody, your body, yes, it hurts. But I didn't actually think it would hurt this much. And I didn't think I'd be, like, this, like, drained. Like, you can clearly tell that I am drained. I am tired. I'm growing a whole baby in me, you know, and she's at her, like, full growth right now in my stomach. She's the size of a pumpkin, so my app says. But it is so painful. Pain down there is insane. It feels like someone is ripping me apart. And it also feels like that all through my legs. I have the most excruciating pain in my legs. I cannot walk without getting a cramp. I cannot get up without getting a cramp. I cannot turn over without getting a cramp. I cannot stretch my legs without getting a cramp. I just get cramps. Every goddamn thing I do gives me a cramp. I try yoga ball exercises. I try to stretch. I can't stretch. It hurts so bad to stretch because I get a cramp. And it's not just like I got a cramp. It's like, oh my God, it feels like my leg is breaking. And turning over at night, getting up at night is the worst feeling in the world. It's just so painful. Like, just genuinely, the third trimester is just so painful. You literally have to watch everything you eat. Well, I personally do, like, too much sodium, my legs are gonna swell up. But also, if I eat, like, anything, it just be the most random thing. I can get heartburn and throw up. Like I just ate Taco Bell. Like, of course that's gonna make me feel like shit. Duh. But I didn't feel like cooking because when I go and cook, if I stand for longer than 5 minutes, my legs and my feet swell up. So it's really difficult just doing anything right now. And I really hate that. It's kind of making me a little bit depressed because I can't do everything that I want to do. I constantly feel like things need to be clean, but I can't even bend over to pick something up off the floor without being in pain. I like to make my bed every day. Can't make my bed because it's against the wall and I have to crawl all over it. But the more that I'm getting closer to my due date, the more tired I am getting. Like, I just feel like I need a really big sleep. And I don't sleep good at night. I've never slept good. People are always telling me that, like, oh, I'm not gonna sleep. Girl, I have not slept my entire life. I've had really bad, like, not insomnia, but I have severe sleep issues. Like, I used to have to be on medication for my sleep because I just never slept good. But during pregnancy, that's been even worse. So I get, like, probably, like, a total of 4 hours of sleep, it feels like. And I hate it. And I know I'm going to probably get less when she's here. But pregnancy tired is insane. And I hope it's true when people say, like, oh, pregnancy tired is so much worse than newborn tired, because I need some sleep. I need some sleep, dude. It has been too long since I have gotten good sleep. and sleep without being in pain. Also, another thing I want to add in during like pregnancy in general, like my experience being pregnant, it is definitely the most loneliest feeling in the world being pregnant. No matter what, I feel so alone because nobody understands how you feel. Nobody knows how to really help or understand, and 99% of people are just rude and entitled to you when you're pregnant. I didn't realize how mistreated pregnant women are, like even by other women, which is insane, which is crazy to me. How another woman can sit there and mistreat a pregnant woman when they've been through pregnancy themselves. Making smart remarks towards pregnant women or being entitled is so rude. People like to degrade pregnant women too. Like, it's just so messed up because when you're pregnant, you already go through so much. So many different mental changes, physical changes. You go through so much being pregnant. And then you have random people out in the world, just random people in your life, just nagging you, making you feel like crap. And I feel like that's so messed up. And then people like to forget about you or just not give a crap about you. Everyone cares more. I mean, of course, everyone's gonna care more about the baby, but they forget about the person carrying the baby. And I feel like that's really messed up. And I know it's the same when you are also no longer pregnant. And I don't think it should be that way. I think something needs to change where we appreciate pregnant women again and we respect pregnant women again, because what the hell happened to that? Like, this new shit of making pregnant women constantly feel like shit is not right. Even if you don't agree with their age, like of when they got pregnant, they are still pregnant, okay? And you can't make that disappear. So hating on them, nagging them, making them feel like shit is not gonna do anything but make your ego feel better. All you're doing is making that person feel like crap. And I don't think that's right at all. And anyone with a good mind should also think that's not right. Anyways, okay. Enough with all of that. Here are my rules for when my daughter is here, because I have many, many rules. I have this all written out because I posted it on my Facebook, but rule number 1, no kissing. No kissing my daughter. Because kissing, if you guys know, can cause RSV or other issues. The only person that's allowed to kiss my daughter is going to be me and my boyfriend, her father. I don't think anyone else should kiss her, and I don't care who you are. I don't care where your place is in my life. You will not kiss her. Not happening. Also, this is a big rule of mine, like a big rule. I am a germaphobe, but I'm also just like, this is my daughter. I want to protect her. Like, duh, I'm her mother. No one is able to hold her. No one is allowed to hold her if they have not showered, washed their hands, sanitized right before. If I smell you and you have a little bit of odor, you're not holding her. I don't care. You stink just a tiny bit, you're not holding her, because I know damn well you did not take a shower or you did not wash yourself right. I cannot stand people who have bad hygiene. So that is a huge rule, and especially if your hands look dirty, not happening. And I have to see people sanitize their hands, because I don't trust someone to just tell me that they did and me not see it, because People lie a lot. This was a huge one. This is also another, all these rules are pretty huge. Please do not give me advice unless I ask for it. I hate advice. No offense to anyone who likes to give me advice. Just sometimes people give me advice that I already know. I feel like I'm so like entitled for saying that. But dude, I'm like on edge constantly, and I know during postpartum I am going to be on edge even more, especially right after having a baby. I'm going to be super on edge. So anyways, this says, please do not give me advice unless I get asked for it. Advice when not needed just stresses me out more. Please keep opinions and thoughts to yourself. Like, I am so serious about that. Please. Please. Just. And for my third, that's my third. For my fourth one, when I go into labor, I don't want everyone there. Invite only. I'm going to be under a lot of stress, and this is obviously my first time having a baby, so there will only be selected people at the hospital. I mean, I think it's that way with really everybody. I'm only gonna have an instant family there. You know, my boyfriend's parents, and then my parents, and my boyfriend. That's all I want. And then my boyfriend's sister and my sister. Because just that'll keep me sane. Also, another thing, this is also like a huge one. Like, I am not breastfeeding, and I do not want to be interrogated about it. I do not want someone being like, oh, why are you not? Or you should really try though. I have my reasons why I am not breastfeeding, and they're personal. And also, just, it's my body. This is my baby. I can decide what I want to do. There's nothing wrong with formula feeding, just like there's nothing wrong with breastfeeding. There's nothing wrong with any of that. I hate people who think they are entitled to your body. If I don't want to breastfeed, I don't have to breastfeed. There are other options out there for a reason. And it does not make you a bad mother to not want to breastfeed. Just know that. If anyone out here is watching this and you are feeling guilty for not wanting to breastfeed, it is okay. I feel guilty too, but it is completely okay, and you are not a bad person. You are not a bad mother for it. Please do not show up unannounced. You will not be let in if you are coming over. Ask first. I'm talking about when people show up to my house. Nobody is able to show up to my house. If I catch you showing up to my house, you are not being let in. I really hope people are asking before they come over, because I want that first month kind of alone with me, my daughter, and my boyfriend, her father. I just kind of want us to bond as a family. I don't want people coming over because, first of all, people stress me out. I'm not a people person, and I know when I'm going through postpartum, I'm not going to want to be around people. So I hope everybody just stays home. And then I have another one. I don't know. I'm just strict about this rule with other people because, this is my daughter. Like, I should be the first person to announce that she was born or anything like that. But it's no posting her unless I say you can. She's my baby and I want privacy. I do not want her posted publicly as a newborn till I say please and thank you. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's kind of very straightforward. I don't really have much of explaining for that. Because it's kind of like, don't announce my daughter. I really hope nobody does. I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to fight someone if they do that. Also, the last one I have is if you had a cough or have been if you have had a cough or have been sneezing, runny nose, any type of sickness symptoms, please stay home. And I feel like that should be pretty obvious, but it's really not, I guess, because I've seen so many things about people, like random family members going around a newborn while they are sick. which is insane to me because I feel like you should just know not to do that, especially if you've had kids yourself. I feel like that's very wrong of you. So I have the same rule for please do not come to the hospital if you have been feeling those symptoms. And I'm going to be really upset if somebody lies to me. Those are really all my rules I have for then. I haven't really thought about too many rules as like her growing up. You know, I will go over that eventually. But I've been just focused on the now. That's more important right now. But I will eventually talk about future rules, like when she's like a teenager or a toddler growing up. I have some, of course. I have a lot. Some. But also, since I'm due in a couple of days, you guys are probably going to be waiting for a labor vlog, and I am going to make one. I'm going to try my best at least to vlog, not the birthing experience, but me being in labor, you know, like, hey guys, I'm going into labor right now, da-da-da-da-da, this is me at the hospital, da-da-da-da-da, and then I'm definitely going to be making a video on my birthing experience, talking about it, just kind of like how I did with my pregnancy experience. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I love you guys so much. Peace.